Everybody,
We're back.
we're back. David and Ariana, Realtors with Royal LePage Signature with.
Best on Friday.
There you go. So today's topic, we're talking about when you purchase a property as the buyer, and I've had this questions both on the buy side and the sell side, are you able to store property on the house that you purchased before the deal closes? So, give an example.
Yeah, so it depends. If the seller says yes, let's say you want to leave, we were talking about a couch, for example, you want to leave your couch in the garage a day or a couple days before
I've heard
it
something
closes.
a month or something before.
Yeah, even a month.
Yeah.
And the seller says yes, you could potentially do so, but is that always a good idea?
Yeah, so I try to discourage from happening. Yeah, so for example, I had somebody moving from out of town and it was a brand new house, no one was living there. We said, okay, but the thing was, we as the buy side, we had to acknowledge a couple of things. So one, that couch or furniture that's in that garage is not insured. And it's not insured by the seller. So in case of a fire, in case of a flood, in case anything gets damaged, you're SOL. So you're doing it at your own risk. The other thing is too, is like, well, somebody's moving. If the house was occupied and people are moving out, believe it or not, sometimes your boxes or your stuff can get displaced. They might think it's the sellers and they're moving to the other location again. And then you have to find it. Or if they'll say if the movers damage your property, again, you're SOL. You're out of luck. Unfortunately, that's the way it works. I was telling you about another situation with
the lawn?
Yeah, you want to explain that?
Yeah, so somebody that Dave knows went to the property a month early and changed the whole front lawn. And a lot of things could go wrong there, right? If the property doesn't close.
So that's right. It's not somebody that's always. It was my brother-in-law, who's also a realtor. It was one of, I don't know if it was his client or it was the seller. It was one of the properties he was on, and he calls me. He goes, "You're not going to believe what happened." And I'm like, "It's like a month." I'm like, the buyer wanted to rip it all and paid brand new sod. Again, there's issues with that too.
Yeah.
As a seller, I'm like, well, thank God you put it down. I am gonna, squash and all that kind of crap too, and just ruin the lawn. So the other thing I didn't touch on too, the other risk you have, whether you put down brand new lawn or whether you store furniture in the property before you close, and it goes to closing date, and as the buyer, for some reason, you back out of the deal, which is, you're gonna get sued left and right. We're gonna talk about that later. That's not a good situation. What happens if you can't close on the deal? What happens to that furniture?
The seller doesn't really have to give it back to you.
I don't know. Yeah, who knows? I don't know. There might be litigation. Like, do you call the cops? Is it like, if they're not really suing, you put it on the property? Oh, it's like, well, you didn't. Well, I'm going to sue you for so much more money. So all the stuff you put in there, now it's kind of in limbo. Like, you put down brand new sod. You didn't close on the property. The seller will be like, thank you for the brand new sod. You're not going to go rip out the sod. Like, again, my point is, don't touch the property. Try not to store anything on the property unless you have the keys. Simple. Make it easy. Don't make it harder on yourself and your realtors and the lawyers and the cops.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Keep it simple.
Keep it simple. All right, guys, if you have any topics you want us to touch on, please feel free to reach out. We'd love to hear from you.